I don't know. It's. I guess how I approached Vancouver was different. So I really want to. Or it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. So I really want to make sure that I do it like this time. But then, how do I do that? I think it's just by enjoying myself. Automatically get excited for it. I'm gonna training for it and going there. But it's going to be different because it's not going to be in Vancouver, country.
But in this year, the team is using this year is straight that.
I started that the minute after the season after the Olympics in Vancouver. I already started working on for Sochi. So it's not like this season's any more special than any other one. I'm still going to be doing the same thing, going as planned. I'm not going to rush for anything. It's just, I'm on track already. It's just keeping the pace.
You mentioned being sort of inspired by what you saw in London. Mm-hmm. All the people over there talk about how Vancouver inspired the summer people to get
ready.
Is this bigger? Do you feel it's? I mean, something different changed with Vancouver.
Yes.
Is this bigger than what you felt after Beijing? I realize now you're at a higher level, but.
I'm glad this is my second Olympics because going into Vancouver it was like Mount Everest. I felt like trying to climb Mount Everest as opposed to Sochi. It's more like a realistic competition. It's like the World Championship, but a little more important and a little more rare than usual. So I think I have to keep that mindset because what I think was a disadvantage to me when I was in Vancouver was thinking that the Olympics was something much bigger than it actually is, as opposed to really just being there and enjoying myself and not being so, how do I say, like focused on the little details, just enjoying and just letting things go, like little mistakes go, or like just in general, like maybe I can't every day eat the right food. I can, some days I'll have an off day where I'll just eat whatever I wanted. And so it's just having the right balance.
How much did you watch at the Olympics?
I don't have a TV. I don't have a TV in Colorado. I don't pay for cable, so it was kind of difficult. I had to mooch off some of the other skaters and go over to their house to watch. So it was good though. I watched the opening ceremonies. I watched Usain Bolt run. I saw. Or at least I saw the replay online. I watched the gymnasts, I watched the swimmers, but even by the end, honestly, like by the end of the second week, it started getting a little repetitive with the swimming, and I started watching it less and less because I was, after a while you sit there and you watch and you're like, oh, like, geez, I can't wait to go. Like you just get so eager, and I just get so frustrated because I really want to be there and I really want to perform in that environment again. So I knew how it was going to turn out, and I think whoever was expected to win did how they were supposed to do. So I enjoyed the beginning, and I didn't even watch the closing actually because I didn't have time, and I don't want, like I said, I don't have a TV, so I don't want the convenience of flicking on the TV and just watching it.
Do you not have a TV because you don't have time or can't afford it because you're paying for all
No, cable. I mean, cable's affordable. It's not too ridiculous. It just doesn't make sense for the amount of time I'm away at the rink. I leave early and then I come back at like 6 o'clock. So there's no point of me sitting and watching TV because by that point I'd rather just get myself ready for bed and eating dinner and stuff. So, and I think it's one less distraction and one less problem. So I just avoid it.
Can you talk a little bit more about your coaching change and if this off season has been much different than normal?
Yeah, it was. It was interesting after Worlds. So right after I finished my long program at Worlds, Christy had a meeting with my dad, and she said that she wanted to resign and didn't want to coach me anymore. So I was perfectly fine with that. I was happy. So she was a great help for that point in my career, and I'm really glad I made this next step working with Kathy Johnson. Just me and her, it's been really great this off season. I'm much more relaxed and much more at my pace, and I have much more responsibility. So. It's been a very smooth transition. I think with Christy, it was she kind of directed and dictated what was going to happen, as opposed to now but I think it wasn't my time. Now I think it's been a great transition. It's my time to kind of take over and but it's just happening. It's not like Kathy's asking me what I should be doing. It's just happening, and I'm just at that age, I think, where I'm deciding that, okay, this is how I feel it's going to be good for me, and this is how I feel it's going to be more of an advantage for me later in the season. You know, how I train, how I rest, etc.
All your training in Colorado?
I
You
think,
talked about trying to get more here.
yeah, the thing is, I tried that in the off season, early in the summer, but it's very hard. Toronto is, you know, as much as it's a great city, it's also a disadvantage as a training center, I believe, at least for my type of athlete. Put it this way, when I'm in Colorado, I live literally, like, I can walk from all three places, the gym and the rink and my house. The grocery store is also walking distance, so it's very easy. I can get everywhere. I'm very comfortable being at home. My home there is roomy, and I got my own stuff to do and just hang out after a hard day of skating or on the weekend. And also, on the off days, I can go mountain biking or go hiking. There's a lot of things to keep you active, as opposed to just, you know, going out with friends or going to a movie and just sitting there and doing nothing really. Toronto is a little more difficult. I mean, I love home. I love my parents. I love being, you know, at home and with my old friends. But it's very hard. The food isn't. Oh yeah, the other thing is that there's so many options of food in Toronto, and it's not necessarily the healthiest. It tastes great, but it's not the healthiest. So I don't have very good discipline for that. But so when I'm here, it's much more difficult to get in the rhythm of things. I somehow feel lazier when I'm in Toronto. So it's just a mental. Some things you just can't explain or can't control. So I just rather, you know, stay in Colorado as much as I can. But I'll come home once in a while. I have to see my parents and do this kind of stuff.
So, like in Colorado, because everything's so close, it's kind of like a training camp then?
Exactly, yeah. You know, it's got its disadvantages as well. It's not necessarily the most metropolis and urbanized city, I guess. There's sometimes days where I don't know what to do because I've done everything already. It's kind of boring sometimes. But other than that, though, the skaters and the environment, the pace of, like, on the ice I'm talking about, like the pace of how skaters go about their thing, is very quick and very upbeat. So it gets you, it kind of snaps you wakes you up, and you have to get going and training, and you get into that rhythm very quickly. It's competitive, very competitive.
Sorry, just one more thing. Can you just talk about your two programs quickly?
Yeah. So this year my two programs are the short program is it's a Rachmaninoff. It's called I think Elegy in either E flat or E flat or A minor or something like that. I don't know. This is very bad. It's still early in the season. I'll know it by the end of the season. But it's a Rachmaninoff piece that Jeff Buttle did actually, and I really enjoyed working with Jeff. I think he was born to be a choreographer, and he's just a great friend, and I think that's what helped a lot with the process of choreography, doing the choreography for this program. It's actually an original show program that I did at Worlds, in the exhibition at Worlds. I did it at Worlds, and I loved it so much I wanted to turn it into a show program. So even though I got two new programs, it didn't feel like I got completely two new programs. There was kind of one and a half. The long program is La Bohème. It's an Italian opera taking place in Paris or in France. And that was it was a bit of a challenge to find the music, but I read away. You know, I wanted to skate to La Strada actually, but I think a lot of skaters ended up using it. So I used La Bohème, which is a good alternative, and that was done by David Wilson, and David is such a joy to work with. I've never laughed so hard in my life working with him. I think a lot of skaters would share the same thing, and it was a good change. I think after 5 years of working with Lori, I think we left on mutual terms, and I still see her. I just saw her yesterday, and she's really nice, and she's really always there to help me. But I wanted to do this, and especially I think this was the right time to do it, especially going into Sochi. I wanted to know that I can work with other choreographers. It doesn't have to just be one singular recipe. which I think was the other problem going into Vancouver, was that I thought I needed this exact amount of every single little bit, as opposed to going into Sochi. I kind of want to be like a little more free and adaptable, and know that I can be adaptable to whatever changes happen, planned or unplanned.
Okay.